This is an LLD production.
Welcome to this episode of Owlia's Opinions, the new podcast in which we take a better look into the world we love, learn new things, and debate the toughest issues the world has in store. I am your host, Armon Owlia. I am a journalism student here at Drexel University in Philadelphia, and it is time to enter the new School of Thought. First, I am aware that this is my first show in about a month. However, there is a good reason. As detailed on the show's social media, I had severe laryngitis and was unable to speak for 2 days. So, as a result, the show had to be thrown. However, I am back and ready to get down to business, so thank you for joining me. Ever since the dawn of the internet, we have had three kinds of people. Those who create something new, those who observe the creation, and those who criticize and level insult at you when you try. Sometimes there are people that are even combinations of the three. I am one of those people. I have been an observer of the new content as well as a content creator. However, one of the things I never truly understood was the third category. The ones who criticize and level insults for trying. Well, at least I didn't until recently. Last Saturday, I was going through my email when I came across a notification from YouTube, where I put up episodes of this show. They had been telling me that the day before, I had received 3 comments on an episode from last season. Clicking them, I had no idea of how absurd these were. They were calls for me to kill myself, as well as jabs about me being autistic, even be called, and I'm going to clean up the language here, an effing inbred. I was even told that my voice sounds gay, which I didn't even know was a thing. These comments have since been taken down from YouTube thanks to people who called it in. Now, to be honest, I was not bothered by it. After all, I have been mocked and ridiculed a lot during my life because of my suspected autism. Now, I don't have autism. However, I am on the spectrum. I have made no secret of this, and I will continue to be open about it in the future. As for the gay voice, well, not much I can say about that because I honestly don't know what to say. My voice is just my voice. If you hate it, don't listen to the show. Easy as that. However, I know there are people who have not been as fortunate. There has been a history of people, especially teenagers, who have committed suicide in order to escape constant ridicule. To this day, names such as Amanda Todd, Megan Meyer, and Tyler Clementi still haunt me. Young people who committed suicide due to an invasion of privacy through the internet, who were violated in some of the worst ways imaginable, and, as such, took drastic action that ended their lives. We need to make sure this does not happen. So, as a result, I'm going to offer a challenge. If you are going to say something mean about a person, you will include one thing in the comment that you like about them. I'll even start right now. I thoroughly despise Tom Brady because he is the Patriots quarterback and has been proven a massive cheater. However, I do respect how long Brady has kept his career going at a high level. True longevity is difficult, so good for him. You see, it's possible, even with people you cannot stand. Let us take a stance against cyberbullying. We are here, after all, to love, not hate. And so, it is with that I present to you a performance from our first musical guest, Sophia Vaz. When we come back, I'll be talking about the 2-year anniversary of the passing of one of the greatest artists who ever lived. And I'll even offer my own tribute and reveal his impact on me. We'll be back after this.
Don't call me crying, apologizing. Remember times when you weren't there. Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? I ain't gotta grieve for no one. I'm better on my own when it's said and done. I'll take it, I take it as a lesson. Just one question. Where are you now? 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 Where are you now?
So that was Where Are You Now by Sophia Vaz, a very talented musician and singer in my book. Her vocal style and general attitude on the song sort of reminds me of what would happen if Prince and Imogen Heap had a baby. Beautiful and relaxing. A job well done. Again, the song is Where Are You Now by Sophia Vaz, available on iTunes and Spotify. Links will be in the description. Speaking of Prince, April 21st will mark the 2-year anniversary of the passing of the famed international icon and musician extraordinaire from a fentanyl overdose at his Paisley Park home in Minnesota. There has been so much love that has been shown for Prince from celebrities ranging from Stevie Wonder to former President Barack Obama. However, one of the most poignant, in my humble opinion, belongs to Prince's first wife, dancer and now author Maite Garcia. About a year ago, she came out with her memoir called The Most Beautiful My Life with Prince. A must-read, personally, and it really helped me understand Prince better, not as a musician, but also as a person. Overall, he was a highly complicated man, filled with his own darkness and pain. However, what I got from Maite's book was that no matter what, Prince would be able to channel that and create beautiful work. I feel that it reflects through his many years in show business. Even after Prince became a huge star, and when he could have stopped making music altogether and been completely selfish, saving all of his best work for himself, he did the exact opposite. Some of Prince's best songs weren't even sung by Prince. Songs such as Nothing Compares to You, How Come You Don't Call Me, and Round were all written by him, but famously sung and became massive hits for Sinead O'Connor, Alicia Keys, and Tevin Campbell, respectively. His love and devotion stretched beyond giving songs to other artists. As an artist himself, he was strongly against the songs he wrote and sang being owned by the record label and the record label alone. He could not receive any profit from his own songs unless he was signed to the record label, and as a result, changed his name to an unpronounceable name that he would go by from 1993 to 2000 as a result of his feeling that his given name, Prince, was now owned by the same record label that owned his songs. He would eventually be going back to using the Prince moniker in 2000 after successfully obtaining the rights to his own work, notoriously avoiding publishing his work to iTunes and cracking down on people on YouTube who use his music without prior consent, which is why we're not playing any of his songs here. I was not so fortunate to really get into Prince when I was younger. I merely had a passing familiarity of his work with songs such as Purple Rain, Starfish and Coffee, and Kiss on my iPod before his passing. However, he was a man who greatly inspired me and everyone else who came after him, and definitely after him, through both his art and his personality. Even the symbol that I use, if you go to facebook.com/Owlia, it's very highly inspired by Prince. So after 2 years, still one of a kind, one of the greatest artists who ever lived. There'll never be another. So what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? If so, please put a comment on www.lovelanddebate.com. Go to the Learn tab and you'll find the article there. When we come back out of this performance by Matilda Nulf and Cecily Houghton, I will talk about the upcoming 2020 presidential election and what may come out of it.
He left no time to regret, kept his lips wet with his same old safe bet. Me and my head high and my tears dry, get on without my guy. And you went back to what you knew, so far removed from all that we went through. And I tread the troubled track, my heart I stand when I go back to black. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to us. I love you most. It's not enough. You love her and I love you more. And life is like a pipe, and I'm a tiny penny rolling up the walls inside. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to. I go back to life. I only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to. I go back to. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her and I go back to.
And now, some final thoughts. A debate to start at the end of this program. Ever since the 2016 election of President Donald Trump, the country has been fiercely divided between those who love him and those who hate him. And with every action, President Trump has made his character clear, with the Republicans refusing to make a clear stand. Until now. In a month where Paul Ryan announced he would not be seeking re-election as Speaker of the House, and Trump announced he would be launching missiles at Syria due to a recent chemical attack, there are reports that there are many in the GOP who are not enthusiastic about and avoiding the idea of a Trump 2020 campaign, even though he has made it clear that he will run. Senate Majority Whip John Cornyn. I don't know what the world is going to look like, but let's say it's not something I've given any thought to. Senator Lamar Alexander of Tennessee. Look, I'm focused on opioids, and I was just reelected myself 3 years ago. So, I'm focused on that. And outgoing Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona. I wouldn't gauge what support there is a year and a half from now from what support there is now. Certainly, now this is Donald Trump's party. The base is with him in a big way. Believe me, we all know. But that's not to say that will hold. It is rare that a party would not fully support their candidate running for a second term. There has been no sitting president who has lost their party's nomination prior, and would be more than historic if that is the case. Either way, the 2020 election is one that will be interesting on both sides. And with the 2018 election coming up in November, it'll be interesting to see the complexion of America's government and how it will affect the road to 2020. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Either way, please go to www.lovelearndebate.com, click on the debate section, and respond, please. And while you're at it, don't forget to like us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/LoveLearnDebate. Follow us on Twitter @LoveLearnDebate. Follow us on our Instagram page @LoveLearnDebate, and even subscribe to the podcast on SoundCloud or iTunes Podcast. My thanks to Omi Larijani for the graphics and show soundtrack. Imogen Aiken and Hilary Lau for the tremendous generosity lending their voices, as well as Sophia Vaz, Matilda Nuff, and Cecily Houghton for their musical contributions. That's it for this week. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks ready to go. Thank you guys for listening, and until next time, keep loving, keep learning, keep debating. We'll see you next time on Oli's Opinions. Goodbye.
This has been an LLD production, recorded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.